الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. It is only with the power and blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we'd like to welcome you all to the 4th annual Mu'tamar, inshallah ta'ala. All this couldn't be possible without the power and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Secondly, we'd like to give thanks to the brothers and sisters from Al Bayan Youth Group and Sisters of MAYFAIR. This program took blood, sweat, tears, and countless sleepless nights. So again, and it was by no means an easy task. So again, we'd like to give thanks to AYG and Sisters of MAYFAIR. May Allah put this and the previous 3 on your scale of hasanat. Ameen. The reason we host these programs first and foremost is to bring ourselves closer to the deen, and secondly to benefit the youth. As is our slogan, as per the quote of Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, "Al-shababu fil mujtama' kal-qalbu fil jasad," which translates to the youth in the community is like the heart in the body. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cleans our heart from hypocrisy, showing off, and that we do it inshallah only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As is common with Muslims in the da'wah scene or sheikhs who are teachers or ai they often struggle with always second guessing whether an action of theirs was corrupted with the wrong intention. One of the Salaf is reported to have said that he used to renew his niyyah 40 times a day. Subhanallah. For people like me, and I'm sure for a lot of you sitting in the crowd today, I read something that would be extremely helpful inshallah ta'ala. I can't remember exactly who the sheikh was, but his advice goes something like this. As Allah explicitly and clearly said in the Holy Quran, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. We were only brought into this world solely and only to worship Allah. Keyword, only. All of the different ibadat can be brought under 4 large umbrellas. 1 is to do good. 2 is to command good. 3 is to abstain from evil ourselves. And 4 is to command people to abstain from evil. Therefore, if you can't do good, doesn't mean you can't command good. You must command good even if you can't do the good. If you can't yourself stay away from a specific sin that you struggle with, it doesn't mean that you mustn't tell your brother to not stay away from that sin as well. All of these require the correct intention and sincerity in your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a long hadith in Nasa'i that is reported by Shaddad ibn al-Had, but about the story of a Bedouin. So basically what happened was, a Bedouin became Muslim, and he went to the Prophet ﷺ and he told him, I want to follow you, and I want to follow your religion, and I want to worship Allah alone. The Prophet ﷺ said, no problem, welcome to the fold of Islam. Then the Bedouin said, I am a Muslim now. Then the Muslims went into a war, and they won, and they gained some booty. So the Prophet ﷺ said, this specific portion of the booty is for that Bedouin who became Muslim. So please go take it to him. They took it to the Bedouin and they said, this is a portion that the Prophet ﷺ has allocated towards you. Take it with open hands. The Bedouin said, what is this? Ma hada? They told him, this is a portion that the Rasul of Allah ﷺ allocated to you and you alone. The Bedouin said, I did not embrace Islam for this portion of the booty. Basically, he did not embrace Islam for any worldly possession. He said in these specific words, I became ما على هذا اتبعتك. I did not follow you for this. ولكن اتبعتك على أن أرمى ها هنا. I embraced Islam and I followed you so I can be shot with an arrow right here. So you can become a martyr and enter Jannah. Then a few days later or some time passed, the Muslims went into a war, they went into a battle. And that Bedouin's body was brought before the Prophet ﷺ. قَدْ أَصَابَهُ سَهْمٌ حَيْثُ أَشَارَ. An arrow struck him exactly where he pointed earlier on. The Prophet ﷺ said, صَدَقَ اللَّهِ فَصَدَقَ. He was truthful and sincere to Allah, so Allah fulfilled his wish for him. The Prophet ﷺ then shrouded him in his grave with the kafan that he was wearing. And he led it in salah and said, Allahumma hadha abduk. Oh Allah, this is your slave. خَرَجَ مُهَاجِرًا فِي سَبِيلِكَ. He came out as a muhajir in your path. فَقُتِلَ شَهِيدًا. He was martyred. وَأَنَا شَهِيدٌ عَلَى ذَلِكَ. وأنا شهيد على ذلك. The purpose of this long hadith is to show you that if you are sincere to Allah and you are honest with yourself and you know exactly what you are looking to attain from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will fulfill your promise. In tasduqillah yasduquk. Without further ado, let's get into our program, inshallah ta'ala, which is highlighted with the theme Real Talk for Young Adults, as you can see. Topics that are synonymous with being a young adult include marriage, friends, and drugs, which will all be on the agenda today, inshallah ta'ala. With both local and international scholars and speakers, we are in for a beneficial and jam-packed program today, inshallah ta'ala. We'd like to start off with a little bit of a theater now. So I'd like to present the actors on stage, and this is a disclaimer. The wife and the husband that are being portrayed are wife and husband in real life. So don't be scared if they touch each other or, So let's go.